This conference will now be recorded. This conference.
Great. So hi everyone. Welcome to the session. We'll start off now. We have 20 rapid fire questions on antonyms for you in this session. And I hope these 20 questions would give you a good practice and a good exercise to your mind. Let's start off. The first question is on your screen. The word is momentous. Tell me out of these 5 words, which is the antonym of momentous? Some are saying 3, some are saying 4. So all of you, who are marking intransigent as an answer, you probably are understanding the meaning of momentous incorrect. The meaning of momentous is of great importance. The meaning of momentous is something which has great importance. And the antonym for momentous would be option number 4, trivial. Trivial will be the option. In transit means not passing away or something which is permanent. So momentous does not mean that something which is there for a moment. So if some of you thought that is the meaning, it's incorrect. The correct meaning of momentous is of great importance, and the correct answer is trivial, option number 4. Okay, moving ahead. Moving ahead to question number 2. Momentary, right, Simran. It's momentary. Momentary is different from momentous. Question number 2 is on your screen. Grotesque. What's the antonym for this? Question number 2. It's not odd. Good, Simran. It's not odd. Yes, most of you are getting it correct. The correct answer is plain. Plain is the correct answer. The meaning of grotesque is something which is distorted, distorted in nature, distorted at the surface. That's what is grotesque used for. And the antonym for it would be plain. Plain is the correct answer. Option number 3, plain is the correct answer as the antonym for grotesque. Question number 3, savant. What's the antonym for this? I am waiting for more answers. It's not smug. It's not egghead. The meaning of smug is someone who is showing an excessive pride in one's achievements. That's called smug, and smug is not the antonym of savant. Similarly, egghead in itself means a person who is very intellectual. That's what egghead means. Now the meaning of savant is also a learned person. So egghead is synonym of savant. It's not the antonym. The antonym of savant will be amateur. Option number 1, amateur is the answer as the antonym for savant. Egghead is a synonym of savant, where egghead means a intellectual person and savant means a learned person. Are you all able to understand? The question asked you antonym. It did not ask you synonym. So please, when you encounter the word egghead, don't try to think of a meaning that because it's meaning egghead, it would mean something, someone who is foolish or someone who is not learned that much or someone who is less learned. No, egghead means someone who is intellectual. It's entirely opposite the first perception which comes to our mind when we hear of the word egghead. So savant, antonym would be immature, and the synonym would be egghead. And even pandit would be a synonym for savant. Academic, again, synonym of savant. So academic, pandit, egghead, you will mark all these words as synonyms for savant. The antonym would be immature. Moving to question number 4. What's the answer for question number 4? The word is voluble. Sean, Aditya, Shraddha, Shrishti, Vishnu, Aditi, all of you are saying reticent. So the correct answer for this is reticent. Reticent is the antonym for the word voluble. The meaning of the word voluble is someone who talks fluently, who talks readily. That is the meaning of word voluble. And the opposite would be reticent. That is the antonym would be reticent. uh, Garrulous will be option number 1. Some of you marked option number 1. Option number 1 is synonym of voluble. It's not antonym, it's synonym. Garrulous means someone who talks excessively. That would be, say, very near to being synonym of the word voluble rather than being the antonym. Antonym would be reticent. Is it clear? Similarly, if I talk about the word effusive, effusive will not be the antonym. Effusive means someone, or say the process of showing a lot of gratitude or a pleasure. And that's where effusive will neither be antonym nor synonym. While garrulous will be synonym, effusive will be nothing, and reticent would be antonym of voluble. Is it clear? Garrulous will be synonym, effusive nothing, reticent would be antonym, and garrulous will be synonym of the word voluble. Voluble means someone who talks very fluently, who talks very readily. Moving to question number 5, infrangible. Question number 5, infrangible. What's the antonym? Stout means a person who is having a heavy build. Or if we are talking about using stout as an adjective for an object, we would mean a strong and thick object. And if we are using it for a person, we would refer it for a person who has a heavy build. That's the meaning of stout. But the meaning of the word infrangible, is something which is unbreakable. Something which is unbreakable is the meaning of infrangible. So unbreakable word is the synonym of the word infrangible. Stout is nothing of infrangible. Destructible is antonym of infrangible. Destructible is the answer for question number 5. Now, vulnerable is not something which is breakable. Vulnerable is something which is, exposed to a possibility of being attacked. This could be personally or emotionally. So you would majorly use vulnerable for people. Infrangible can be used for objects as well. And that's where destructible is the correct answer. Destructible will be the antonym. Vulnerable, nothing. Unbreakable, synonym. And stout, again, nothing. The correct answer is option number 4, destructible. Yes, Varsha, you answered it correct. Simran, could I, help you understand that why am I not marking vulnerable over here and why am I marking destructible? Perfect. So The answer was destructible. Moving to question number 6, redound. It's not rebound, it's redound. Question number 6. Guys, we have to answer antonym. We don't have to mark synonym of the question. We have to mark the antonym. So please remember this. You have to tell me the opposite of the word given to you. You have to tell me the opposite of the word redound. The correct answer is work. Option number 4, work is the correct answer for the opposite of redound. What is the meaning of the word redound? Redound means something that backfires, something that does not work, something that backfires. So backfire is the synonym of redound. Work is the opposite of redound. Do you get it? The meaning of redound is something that backfires, something that does not work. Option number 2 is the synonym, and work is the opposite of the word redound. Please remember this. Question number 7, downplay. All of you should get this correct. Downplay, opposite of downplay. Waiting for more answers. Opposite of downplay. Correct. The opposite of downplay is highlight. The meaning of downplay is to make something appear less important, while highlight makes something appear more important. So that's where highlight is the opposite of the word downplay. So all of you got this correct. The correct answer is highlight. Squander. What's the meaning of what's the opposite of the word squander? So the correct answer for the antonym of squander would be so the correct answer is hoard. Hoard is the correct answer. The word squander means to waste foolishly. Hoard means to keep collecting something. Like everyone was saying, people are hoarding hoarding a lot of stuffs during lockdown. So hoard is the opposite of squander. Squander means to waste foolishly. Now I saw that someone marked frivol as an answer. Frivol means something which does not have any significant purpose or value, so it is not linked to squander at all. That's the meaning of the word frivol. The correct answer would be hoard. Most of you have got it correct. For people who try to mark, expend, the meaning of the word expend is again something which means that to use something, to consume something, to that's the meaning of the word expend. And again, it won't be marked as antonym for squander. So the correct answer for squander is hoard as the opposite of the word. Moving to question number 9. What's the answer you all are getting for question number 9? Anmol says humble, Simran says humble, Anupriya says ornate, Divya says pretentious, Sneha says bloated, Sai says humble, Anjali says humble, bloated, humble, humble. Chandan says humble. So the correct answer Correct answer for question number 9. The word turgid, it means something which is very pompous in nature, which is very bombastic in nature. So basically a lot of show off, a lot of pompous is there, a lot of pomp and show is there. That's what the word turgid refers to. And if that's the meaning of the word turgid, the correct antonym would be humble. Humble is the antonym for the word turgid. Humble refers to someone being modest about whatever he or she has, and turgid means being very pompous and show off in nature. So that's where humble is the correct antonym for the word turgid. Question number 10, all of you should get this correct. This is a pretty easy one. Okay, I'll tell for bloated also. Just sticking to question number 9 for a while. So bloated means something which is made to say swollen up, something that looks like it has swollen up a lot and it's actually filled with a fluid or gas. That's what is the meaning of bloated. So you cannot actually put it in turgid either as antonym or synonym. It would be nothing. Bloated is nothing for turgid. It's neither synonym, it's neither antonym. Question number 10, nihilist. Very easy word. Most of you know its meaning. The meaning of nihilist is someone who believes that life is meaningless. He doesn't believe on any religious thing. He does not believe on any social thing. He just sees everything as meaningless. Very, very pessimistic person. And that's where the antonym would be optimist. Optimist is the correct answer as the antonym for the word nihilist. Optimist is the antonym of the word nihilist. All of you got it correct. Moving to the next question, undermine. Again, an easy one. Most of you should be able to get it correct. Question number 11. Yes, pessimist and nihilist are synonyms. It's not assist. It's not assist. What's the meaning of the word overestimate? Now, while all of you got the meaning of the word undermine correct, what you got wrong is the meaning of the word overestimate. The correct answer is strengthen. Option number 3. Yes, Anjali, you are correct. Answer is option number 3. Strengthen is the antonym of undermine. The difference is undermine means I am reducing the effectiveness of something. The effectiveness that that particular thing actually has. That's what I'm reducing. Overestimate means I am over projecting the strength of something, or I am over projecting the effectiveness of something, referring to what it does not necessarily have. What it does not necessarily have. Strengthen means that I am strengthening what you actually have. What you actually have. So the difference, the reason why I'm not going for overestimate is it refers to something which I don't have. Strengthen refers to something which I have. Undermine refers to something which I have, and hence strengthen is the correct antonym for undermine. It's not necessarily a thought, Vishnu. It could be in the projections also. So for example, I could go and project the financials of my company, and I may end up overestimating them. I can underestimate or overestimate. I cannot overestimate and undermine. Undermine is where you are undermining the actual thing which I possess, the thoughts, the assumptions, something which I don't possess, but I am trying to project. That would be estimate, and it could be either overestimate or underestimate. The correct answer for question number 11 is strengthen. Strengthen is the correct answer. Question number 12, rancid. Perfect. Most of you are getting it correct. The correct answer is fresh. Rancid means something which is unpleasant in taste or smell because it has turned stale. So the antonym for it would be fresh. Fresh would be the antonym for the word rancid. All of you have got it correct. Correct answer is option number 2, fresh. Sagacious. Question number 13. Question number 13, sagacious. The meaning of the word sagacious is someone who is considered to have a good judgment, someone who could be shrewd, a good judgment. Anushka, for which question? I'm sorry, I've missed it. Will once we have done all the questions, we can come back to the word. I don't remember the word. Sagacious. The correct answer would be. I see a lot of people marking unperceptive. Some saying ignorant. The correct answer for sagacious is unperceptive. Unperceptive is the correct answer. The meaning of the word unperceptive is something which is unobserved, or say something which is not perceived correctly. That's the meaning of the word unperceived. But unperceptive means something which is slightly different from that, something which is not receptive to say new suggestions or ideas. That's something which is unperceptive. Sagacious is something which is very good with ideas, very good with judgment, someone who is very shrewd. And ignorant is someone who has no clue, or say someone who just wants to willingly ignore everything. So that's where ignorant would be slightly different as compared to unperceptive, and the word which goes closer to sagacious would be unperceptive. Ignorant is something which lacks knowledge entirely, or say which is entirely uneducated, unaware of things around. Unperceptive is something which you don't, you are not aware, but it is not out of your willingness, but you just don't know it, you are not ignorant to it, right? And that's where unperceptive becomes closer to sagacious and not ignorant. Ignorant is where you are willingly ignoring everything, you are willingly unaware. Do you get it, that why am I not marking ignorant as the answer, and why am I marking unperceptive as the answer? Perfect. Question number 14, provident. Provident, what's the correct answer? Provident, question number 14. Yes, most of you are getting it correct. The correct answer is careless. The correct answer is careless. Anupriya, it's not imprudent. The correct answer is careless. The word provident means timely preparation for future. Someone who is being very careful about future. That's called provident. And the correct answer would be careless, because while provident means careful, careless is a very easy opposite of it. Imprudent means not showing say care for the consequences of an action. Imprudent actually limits the meaning of my word, while provident refers to being careful across the areas, not necessarily for the consequence of an action. So if I talk in terms of, say, scope, imprudent limits the scope, careless widens the scope, provident has a broader scope, and so does careless. Provident and careless, they have a broader scope. Imprudent limits the scope, and that's why I'm marking careless as the answer, and I'm not marking imprudent as the answer. Is it clear? Perfect. Susceptible. Question number 15. Susceptible. Anupriya says 3. Aditi says 4. Many people are saying 4, but now I'm getting 3 also. Shishti says 5. 2, 4, 5. Many options coming in. Now, the meaning of the word susceptible. The meaning of the word susceptible is something which is likely to be influenced by someone, or something which is likely to be easily harmed by someone. That's susceptible. As we say that people who are of age less than 10 years or more than 60 years, they are more susceptible to coronavirus, as we say. So they are more susceptible because they are more likely to be harmed by it. And that's where the opposite would be immune. Immune is the correct answer. Option number 5. Option number 5, it basically means to prevent or hinder the progress of something. That is the meaning of the words, which is given to you in option number 5. And that's not my correct answer, because it does not relate to the word susceptible. It's not antonym, it's not synonym. uh, Immune is my correct answer. Unpredictable, again, not the correct answer, neither antonym nor synonym. The correct answer is immune. Immune is the correct answer for question number 15. Question number 16. All of you should get this correct. Procrastinate. Come on, all of you can't get it wrong. It's not propagate. It's not propagate. Stymie Niharika, it basically means to reduce or to hinder the progress of something. That is the meaning of the word, Niharika. Yes, the correct answer is option number 2, expedite. The meaning of the word procrastinate is to delay or postpone something. That is the meaning of the word procrastinate. Elude basically means to seek attention or to give attention to something indirectly. That is the meaning of the word elude, not related to procrastinate in any way, neither as antonym nor synonym. Expedite is the word which is my direct antonym for the word procrastinate. Procrastinate means to delay something, to postpone something. Expedite means to increase the pace of something, to do something fast. That's where expedite is the correct answer as compared to any other option. Question number 17, cessation. Again, this is an easy one. Niharika says commencement, Khushi says commencement, Shibashi says renewal, Mauli says ongoing, Anupriya says ongoing, Diksha says commencement. I am waiting for a few more answers. The meaning of the word cessation, the meaning of the word cessation is the process of ending something, taking something to its end. That is the meaning of the word cessation, the process of ending something. Cessation, cess means stop. Cessation means process of ending something. The correct answer is commencement. Commencement means the start of something. Cessation means the end of something. Ongoing is in between. It's neither antonym nor synonym. It's something which is in between. So if cessation is to stop, commencement is to start. Correct answer is option number 1. Option number 1, commencement is the correct antonym for cessation. Renewal means to renew something. It does not mean to start or stop. Renewal means something that has ended. It's not talking about the process. Commencement is process. Why? And no, restart, renew. You are adding the word re, which is meaning again. Cessation does not say to stop again. If start was the answer, then start could have been the antonym. Restart, no. Restart means something that has stopped and you are restarting it. I'm not asking what comes after cessation. I'm saying what is the opposite of cessation. Start is the antonym of cessation. Restart, no. Is it clear? Renewal, right, Vishnu? But I'm saying even if the option was restart, I would not have marked it. If the option was start, maybe I could have marked it. The correct answer is commencement for question number 17. Question number 18, potent. Easy one. All of you should get this correct. It's not inefficient. It's not inefficient. It's not inefficient. Inefficient refers to your productivity. It refers to how much effort you put and how much output you get. Potent is not about comparing your outcome and the effort. Potent is about your absolute strength. And potent means that you have absolute strength, you have great power. It's about absolute thing which you possess. It's not a ratio of something, and that's where weak is the antonym. Opposite would be weak. Correct, Pratibha. And the reason is weak and potent, they are absolute words. They do not compare the outcome of my efforts. Inefficient is the measurement of the outcome of the effort, and that's where inefficient is not the correct answer. It would be weak. Weak is absolute word, potent is absolute word. Are you all able to understand what do I mean by absolute word and what do I mean by something which is measuring the outcome of the effort? That's where my answer would be weak. Question number 19, foment. So the word foment, it basically means to instigate something. That's what the word foment means, to instigate something. To instigate. What does the word dampen mean? To make something less strong. To make something which less strong. Repression means again to subdue something. What would go as my closest antonym for foment, dampen or repression? What's the difference between dampen, repression, and foment? Right. So, and what's the difference between subdue and diminish? Subdue is to bring something under your control. Diminish does not necessarily mean you are bringing something under your control, but you are weakening its effect. Foment again does not refer to bringing something under control or losing the control. It refers to instigate, and that's where dampen is the correct answer. Dampen is the correct answer for opposite of foment. Do you understand the minor difference in the usage? The word foment, Nandini, it refers to instigate something, to to provoke something, to instigate something. That is the meaning of foment. Dampen means to reduce the effect of something. Repression means to subdue something. Subdue. Anushka, subdue. Subdue is the word which means to bring something under control, and that is what is the meaning of repression. So the correct answer is dampen for the word which is going to be the opposite of the word foment. Question number 20, innocuous. Easy one. Option number one is synonym of innocuous. Innocuous means something which is not harmful. Something which is not harmful is innocuous, and hurtless would be synonym. It's not the opposite. The opposite would be option number three, deleterious. What is the meaning of option number three? It means something which could cause harm. It means something which could cause damage. Innocuous means something which is not harmful. Option number three is my correct answer as the antonym for the word innocuous. Great. So with this, we come to the end of this session. I hope all of you could also understand that while you are marking antonym and synonym, you also need to remember the usage, that in what context is a particular word being used, and that would help you to come up with the right answer. Yes, Pratibha, I'll send the video in the group. So do could you understand the minor things which you need to keep in mind? Do you understand the minor things which you need to keep in mind, that you also need to emphasize on the contextual meaning of the word? Perfect. Pratibha, yes, I'll share the video of this session within next 20-25 minutes in the group. Jagriti, I'll do that. Great. So I hope the session was of some use, and if it was, we will continue with such sessions for antonyms and synonyms in future as well. It's all about strengthening your vocabulary. Antonyms, synonyms, you can't be remembering antonyms as a separate list, synonyms as a separate list. No, it's basically your vocabulary. So just remember, practice as many words as possible for their meanings, and you would be able to do this. So first of all, you should be doing the vocab list, which is provided to you in your course in the ebook section. There is a vocab book. First of all, do those words. Once you are done with those words, you let me know in the group, and I will tell you what more to study when it comes to vocabulary. Aditi will be sharing all the videos. Great. So thank you everyone for joining. We'll meet again in the next session. Thank you everyone. Good night. I hope you could learn something in today's session. Anushka, we can discuss this offline. Thank you. Good night.